our PE subject is all about ARNIS, I feel excited because it requires focuses and discipline, and it helps me to develop my agility and strength. Also, it provides me with valuable skills and knowledge, as well as my physical and mental well-being. My problems in making my activities in ARNIS are having a hard time with the right position, and I usually forget the step-by-step position because I easily get distracted, even though ARNIS is so challenging for me, but yet fun and interesting. My strategies that I develop to execute my skills are: I practice understanding the timing of my movements. I practice my muscle memory to help me develop the deep understanding about the activity. And I always practice proper footwork so that I can be good. I learn the proper handling of the stick. I learn the basic movements and ARNIS. And I think I can use it in the future to defend myself against bad people. And it helps me to execute them quickly without thinking about them consciously. And also it will help me to develop my flexibility and adaptability in different scenarios.
Okay, what comes to your mind when you found out that your PE subject is all about ARNIS? At first, I was excited because in my junior high school days, I don't experience ARNIS in my MAPE subject. So I was looking forward learning about ARNIS. So the next question is, what problems do you mostly encounter in your activities or output? I think was the different strike. I mostly forgot the different steps of the ARNIS. I was unable to follow. So the next question is, as a student, what strategies did you use to execute the skills needed in every activity? For me, is to try and try. There is nothing wrong for making mistakes repeatedly. The wrong is making mistakes and not improving it. The last question is, what are the lessons you have learned in my subject that you think you can use in the future? So for me, the lesson that I learned is that ARNIS is a way to make your muscles stronger and to help you know how to defend yourself when it's needed. So that is the lesson that I think I will use in the future.
I think that every lesson about ARNIS is useful in the future in a way that I can use it as self-defense and be able to pass on my knowledge to my relatives. This way, they can also use it as a means of defending themselves when in danger. Able to show the proper way of doing the salutations, exercises, and techniques, I repeatedly watched the videos provided by Sir Teresa's and made sure that I will be able to follow the steps to be able to provide good outputs. Honestly, when I found out that the PE subject for this semester will only focus on ARNIS, I had quite a negative reaction because I remembered that I already had a PE subject during one of my past high school years that focused on ARNIS as well. But I soon realized that learning about ARNIS once again is not that bad because most of the lessons taught in this school year semester are new to me. With the help of my friends in the same class, being given clear instructions and enough time allotted for each activity, I don't think I have had any problems with regards to my activities or output, other than the fact that I often ask for help from others when there are parts of the activity that I can't seem to follow.
When I hear that my PE subject for this semester is all about ARNIS, I think of a challenging but exciting opportunity to learn a new martial art. While it may be difficult at first, I am eager to embrace the physical and mental challenges that come with mastering this Filipino fighting style. The problems I encountered in ARNIS activities or output may vary depending on the level of the student. Some common issues might include difficulty in mastering the proper techniques and movements, lack of coordination and speed, inadequate physical conditioning, lack of focus, and insufficient knowledge of the principle and strategies of the art. To execute the skills needed in every activity, ARNIS student may use a combination of strategies such as repetition, visualization, focus practice, mental rehearsal, and seeking feedbacks from instructors to or peers. They may also engage in cross-training to improve their physical and mental conditioning and broaden their understanding of other martial arts. Some of the lessons that ARNIS students can use in the future include discipline, perseverance, humility, respect, and adaptability. They also learn practical skills in self-defense, which may help them in dangerous situations. Additionally, the mental and physical benefits of practicing ARNIS, such as improved focus, coordination, and stamina, can be applied to other areas of their lives.
What comes to my mind when you found out that your PE subject this seminar is all about ARNIS? At first, I was excited because I have cousins who do ARNIS. And I think it's enjoyable because they said that ARNIS will help you learn self-defense. Number 2, what problems do you mostly encounter in your activities or output? For me, I have encountered many problems such as not being able to follow a beat. When I think it is difficult to do the step, and one thing is that I always forgot the steps. Number 3, as a student, what strategies did you use to execute the skills needed in every activity? The only strategy I'm using is focus. You need to focus so you can do it well. Number 4, what are the lessons you have learned in my subject that may think you use in the future? Practicing ARNIS is one of the things that I really found enjoyable and interesting in our lessons because I realized that ARNIS helped me to.
My first thoughts when I found out that ARNIS would be the lesson was that it was exciting since it had been a long time since I last used my ARNIS. For me, I had a hard time with the footsteps because I was confused handling ARNIS at the same time as well. The strategy for me to execute the handling of the ARNIS is to provide energy and force to make its use of the ARNIS effective. The strategy for me to execute the handling of the ARNIS is to provide energy and force to make each use of the ARNIS effective. I will use it in the future by doing self-defense with ARNIS, and we should be proud that we know how to use it.
What comes to my mind when I found out that this semester is all about ARNIS is excitement and curiosity, since I don't remember at all that I tried learning or holding ARNIS when I was in junior high. Also, it interests me how I will be able to do the proper method of doing ARNIS in different ways so I can use it to my advantage by protecting myself. I mostly encounter problems such as passing the activities on time since we've been busy with our immersion or our business, especially last quarter when we started to operate, resulting in a lot of late submission in my Canvas. Other than that, I don't have any problems with my output. As a student and as a dancer, it gave me advantages to execute the skills needed in every activity since I'm a fast learner. I don't worry about what postures or steps I need to make since it's like whenever the movements are taught, it automatically sticks to my mind and then my body does the same movement that was shown. The lesson that I have learned in this subject that I can use in the future is probably the striking technique of ARNIS, since for me it is the most common way to protect myself if I was in a dangerous situation, as a powerful and effective way of learning and able to do so in a necessary and rare situation can save myself as well as others.
It will be fun and exciting, and I will learn how to properly use the ARNIS for self-defense that I might use in the future. The problems I mostly encounter while performing my activities are the correct handling and the sequence of each movement. Every time I will do my activities, I will first familiarize the correct sequence, and afterward, I will repeat it several times until my own body doesn't forget it anymore. Lastly, when I know for myself that I'm not making mistakes and I've memorized the right handling and movements, That's when I take a video of myself. I have learned the importance of the ARNIS and how this ARNIS can be called a body when we have to defend ourselves. I have learned the proper strike and handling that will be useful in the future. Moreover, I have learned how ARNIS is beneficial to our health.
When I heard that our topic and activity for the last semester was about ARNIS, I felt excited since I have never tried it before and I am interested in ARNIS too. Since ARNIS is also known as a self-defense, I've thought that this lesson this semester were going to be really helpful for us because it would help us to defend ourselves since the number of crimes nowadays were increasing in this generation. I remember the first time we did our first activity, which is the ARNIS exercises. I was having a hard time to execute the given activity because I can't control the movement of my left arm that time but except from that, as we always do ARNIS activities, I already enhance it by practicing. When our instructor gives us or teaches us an ARNIS activity, I always watch attentively to be able to follow the given instructions, step, and the flow on how to execute the activity. Since some of the ARNIS activities was a bit hard to understand quickly, I always managed to watch another video as my guide too and learn it in advance so it wouldn't be hard for me to execute it, and it will give me an idea on how to do it, and it will be an advantage for me because all I can do during the PE time is to see and watch my prof if I'm doing the right thing and to enhance my skills too. ARNIS is not only a skill that we can use in school, but also in real life situations. For example, as we learn about the ARNIS strikes, we're able to defend ourselves using the ARNIS sticks by the strikes we've learned in our previous classes. Also, the anti-uno and dos is also useful for attacking someone. With that, learning all the lessons in the ARNIS class is very important and beneficial for us because it will taught us on how to defend ourselves and to be safe at all times too.
I feel happy and excited because I know ARNIS will help me to learn how to protect myself. And I am excited about learning something new. I had a hard time executing some moves or skills that are taught to us. But as our professor demonstrated it, I was able to do it properly. I always watch and study about our lessons and videos that our teachers sent to us. I practice and focus on every technique and strategies that is being taught so that I can execute and do it too. This subject helps me to learn how to protect myself. I also learn to be disciplined and control myself. It gives me positive encouragement and respect for values in martial arts.
So hi guys, I'm Rad Andrew from M12D and today we'll be talking about our project in physical education and health. So here's the first question. What comes to your mind when you found out that your PE subject this semester is all about ARNIS? Well, finding out that ARNIS will be the sole topic that I study this semester makes me happy because it is a martial art and you can learn how to defend yourself. Question number 2. What problems do you mostly encounter in your activities or output? Since it was my first time holding and using the ARNIS stick as well as memorizing each step, it was challenging at first to use it. Third question. As a student, what strategies did you use to execute the skills needed in every activity? My strategies for accomplishing the task were: first, learning how to grasp a stick; second, memory; third, perseverance and hard work. And for the last question, what are the lessons you have learned in my subject that you think you can use in the future? I've learned how to utilize the ARNIS sticks in this subject, and I can use this skill to defend myself and my loved ones. That's all. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Bruno Abelardo San Antonio Neri IV, and today we're going to talk about the project of physical education. So first question, what comes to my mind when you found out that PE subject this semester is all about ARNIS? I was surprised when I found out that physical education subject this semester would be all about ARNIS. I had never had this before, but I was intrigued. I soon found out that ARNIS is a Filipino martial art that uses sticks as weapon. I was excited to learn this new skill and to see how it could be used in self-defense. Second question, what problems do you mostly encounter in your activities or output? In terms of activities and outputs, I don't face any major issues. However, there are instances where I fail to meet the deadlines, but overall, everything is going well. Third question, as a student, what strategies do you use to execute the skills needed in every activity? As a student, I always made sure to have a clear understanding of the skills for every activity. I would break down the skills into small, manageable steps and then practice each one until I felt confident. I could focus on the task at hand and not waste time scrambling to find things. Next question. What are the lessons you have learned in my subject that you can use in the future? In my opinion, the most significant lesson I have gained from this physical education class is the importance of ARNIS in physical defense. I believe that the skills we acquired can be beneficial in the future, particularly for self-defense purposes. With the knowledge we have gained, we can use it to protect ourselves and feel confident in our abilities to defend ourselves physically. So once again, my name is Sabrina Thank you.
As a student, I might feel unsure about our needs, but I'm also excited to learn something new. Potential problems could include difficulty in understanding concepts and lack of coordination. To execute skills needed in every activity, I would listen carefully to the instructor, practice at home, and seek additional knowledge. One main reason I learned is the importance of discipline and practice for success, as well as teamwork and physical activity for overall well-being. I look forward to applying these lessons in the future.
For me, it's a fantastic. Physical activity, it will assist you in being more involved and alert. It's more on practicing strategies and techniques, which will help me to learn on how I am going to do when you use ARNIS. Sometimes, the process can be difficult because lack of confidence in their ability to be physical active, dominated by laziness and self-confidence. As a student, practice is great, but if you're practicing things you know well, you're doing it wrong. To excel at any skill, you need to push yourself out of your comfort zone and practice things you aren't good at. In every activity, I always give my best so that as time goes on, I become good at activities. For me, the lesson that I learned that I could use in the future is the ARNIS because it focuses not only on the basics of fighting and self-defense, but also has a clear learning line to the advanced level that can be used in any material art.